testing, mic testing. Hi, thanks for waiting, student. Yeah, today before we start the live discussion, so yeah, I finally got my first sponsor, which is from the University of Western Australia. So yeah, I will help them to make an announcement here. Okay, so basically they will have an open days on Aloft Kuala Lumpur. But before that, I just want to do a brief introduction about UWA, which is a University of Western Australia. Yeah, it is a leading global university located in Perth, Australia, with the world ranking of 90 in the QS system, and also a member of Group of 8. Just in case some students do not know what is the meaning of Group of 8, basically they are one of the top 8 best university in Australia. And then UWA, which is this university, is offering amazing scholarships up to 48,000 Aussie dollar for bachelor degree program. So whoever interested to know more, please attend their open days on 25th of September, which is about, I think it's coming weeks, is between 1 to 5 p.m. at Aloft Kuala Lumpur Central. Just in case some of you do not know where is Aloft, basically is a 5-star hotel nearby the KL Central. Yeah, so yeah, I hope you guys can check it out. Whoever interested to go to Australia to study, I think this is a very good university to choose from. All right, so let's begin our paper discussion today. 2 more weeks to MF IGCSE. Are you guys nervous? Yeah, I think IGCSE is not too bad, isn't it? Hello, I'm waiting for your new video to revise my MF. Okay, good to know that. Right, so today we discuss the 2022 May-June paper. I'm quite surprised the threshold for this paper is very low. They about 58% they already give the A. This is like almost never happened in IGCSE. So it's about 60% you already got A in this variant 2. Of course, variant 3 and variant 1 will have a different threshold, but variant 2 is surprisingly low for 2022 May-June. And also February and March, I think it's quite low also. So I'm not sure about October, November. I hope the coming one, it will be low as well, so that a lot of my students here can easily get A. But as an MS student, we should aim for the A star. We shouldn't just aim for A. Right, let's begin the first questions of today. Okay, the first question is indices question. Indices question is easy. It's very easy. Alright, so when I do this one, of course, I just want to know what is my A. So I will focus on every of my P here. So you realize this is square root mean P power 1 over 2. Divide. Divide sign means minus, isn't it? Minus. Then this one is P squared, isn't it? P power of 2. Any other P? No, right? So equals to P power of A. Then I can got my A straight away. Negative 3 over 2. Very simple. Then after I focus on A already, I want to find my Q to get my B. So this is my Q here. This is my Q here. So this one, I can say Q power of B equals to Q 2 over 3 divide. Divide basically means minus, isn't it? Minus. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. So my B is basically 2 over 3 plus 2, which is 8 over 3, isn't it? You can type the calculator, 2 over 3 plus 2. Then I can easily get the 8 over 3. Lastly, we'll focus on the R here. Where's our R? R is this 2 term, isn't it? So I have R power of C is R power of negative 3. Divide means minus at the power, negative 1. This one is So my C will be -3 plus 1, -2. Okay, this is easily 3 mark for first question. I guess this first question just for you to warm up about MF before we go to the next questions. Okay, next question, they straight away throw a kinematic for you. So yeah, because just right after finish indices, you should expect next question maybe is something like circular measure, easier one, but they straight away throw in the kinematic. Alright, so kinematic, we know we need to do differentiation or integration for it. So a particle move in a straight line such that its displacement s meter from the fixed point at a time t second. T must be bigger and equal to 0. Makes sense, right? Because time cannot be negative, right? If today I tell you I will be here in -2 hours, there's no way you can visualize or imagine how long is -2 hours. So time cannot be negative. So find the exact speed of the particle when time equals to 1. Here the keyword is exact speed. They don't just want the speed. They want the exact speed. Basically means they want the exact value of the speed. So from here, normally I ask my student to form this diagram. Displacement go to velocity, we differentiate. So this one is ds dt equals to v, isn't it? Velocity go to acceleration is dv dt. If we go backward, from acceleration you will get velocity, you integrate a, isn't it? If you want to get displacement, you integrate v. Okay, so right now I have the s. I want to get the velocity. I know I need to differentiate ds dt. So I will differentiate my s. So -1/2 will move to the front. Whatever inside the bracket I will copy. -1/2 I need to -1, which is -3/2. And then I need to differentiate inside the bracket, which is multiply 3. Alright, then I will just solve these questions, which is -3/2, 1 plus 3t, power of -3/2. From here, I think I can insert my 1 into it. So therefore, -3/2. This is 1 plus 3, which is 4, power of -3/2. You can just type everything into the calculator. You don't even need to do manually. But they want exact value. So what I will do is I will leave in a fraction whenever possible. 3/2. So yeah, my final answer will be velocity is -3/16. And because this one is a velocity, so answer is negative is totally makes sense one. Okay, so but is the question one velocity or not? The question what exact speed? They want the speed. So speed, can speed be negative? No, right? Speed will be positive 3/16. Because velocity get -3/16 basically just mean the particle actually move to the left. Move right will be positive, move left will be negative, isn't it? But speed, they don't care about direction. Speed is a magnitude. So basically speed is always positive. So yeah, we need to change it to 3/16. Okay. Then next, they ask us to show that the acceleration of this particle will never be 0. Okay, this is very interesting. In order to get acceleration, I need to differentiate velocity. This is my velocity equation. So we just differentiate this equation. So -3/2 move to the front, multiply with -3/2, which is 9/4, isn't it? 9/4, copy inside the bracket. -1 again, -5/2. Differentiate inside, which is differentiate inside the bracket, isn't it? Which is 3 here. So I will get about something like 27/4, 1 plus 3t, -5/2. Alright, right now, 27/4 is a positive value. So yeah, I don't worry. But in order to get 0, that means inside the bracket here must be a way to get 0. Okay, so let's pay attention in this one. 1 plus 3t power of -5/2. Okay, since the time must be bigger and equal to 0, right? This is given at the very beginning. So the minimum value I can get for t is 0. So you can just imagine if t is 0, will this one be 0 or not? No, right? You will still have a 1. So the whole thing you will get 1. If t is 0, you will get 1. if t is 1 or t is 2 or any other value, definitely there's no way you can get 0 for this bracket, isn't it? If this bracket can never get 0, the whole thing can never get 0. So I will just say this one will never be 0. Okay? Yeah. You can just write this, or you just use your own way of proving it. It doesn't matter. As long as at the end you just need to prove it can never be 0, then you will get 1 mark. Because basically here, differentiation, they give you 1 mark, and the writing, like, show that it can never be 0 is another 1 mark. Okay, so make sure you can easily get this mark. Okay, number 3 is a function questions. Okay, so a function f such that fx is a ln 2x plus 1. X must bigger than -1/2. Write down the range of f. Okay, for this 1 mark question, you kind of need to understand what is the pattern of the ln graph. Okay, this x range, which is we call it domain, is not giving you for fun. This one basically tell you, if I want to draw the graph, this line will be exit asymptotes at x equals to -1/2. Because this domain actually tell me my graph must bigger than this, so my ln graph will look like this. This one will be my ln 2x plus 1. Okay, because once the graph touch at x equals to -1/2, you'll get math error. If the graph go before it, it's definitely math error. Okay, so you need to understand the range for any log graph is always from -infinity all the way to the positive infinity. So this one I will say f is the element of the real number. Mean I include all the value from -infinity to positive infinity as long as they are real number. Okay? So yeah, this one should be quite easy if you understand what is going on for this log graph. Okay. Then they give us a gx equation, 5x minus 7. Find the exact solution of the equation for g fx equals to 30. Composite function, very easy. However, this composite function, they want exact solution. Basically mean they want an exact value. So I will just sub the fx into gx, isn't it? So I will sub the, this is my g fx. You realize this one supposedly should be gx, right? Now my x become fx. So I write the gx equation, 5x minus 7. 5x minus 7. This is gx, isn't it? However, you realize my x changed to fx already, right? So what is my fx equation? Ln 2x plus 1. Okay, so this is how I do this kind of question. And then they want me to solve this one when the whole thing equals to 13. So I will just say 13 equals to 5 ln 2x plus 1 minus 7. Okay, so minus 7 move to the other side, plus 7 is 20 divided by 5 equals to ln 2x plus 1. And then I know 2x plus 1. Ln I throw to the other side is e power 4, right? Because 20 divided by 5 is 4. Then I want exact value, I will not type in the calculator. Then my x is e4 minus 1 over 2. Done. 3 mark. Alright, not really hard. The composite function part should be fine. The only risky part in this question is student will use decimal. You will use the calculator to get decimal. Because whenever you see some E4, definitely you type the calculator E4, right? But since the question says they want exact solution, so make sure you leave your answer in E4. Don't change it into any decimal. Got it? Then this one, f prime x, this one mean differentiate fx, not the inverse function. This one is differentiate fx. Then g inverse is just g inverse. So, okay, I do g inverse first, very easy. My gx is here. So x equals to 5y minus 7. Gx, I make x, and then the other side, the x I change to the y, and I make y as a subject. Alright, so this is x plus 7 over 5 equals to y, right? Yeah, then I got my g inverse. So g inverse x is x plus 7 over 5. Okay, after I got the g inverse already, then I want to find my f prime x, which is differentiate fx. Okay, here I have fx, right, which is, I write it down, so you know what's going on. Ln 2x plus 1. So if I want to differentiate fx, differentiate ln will give me 1 over the whole thing. And then I will differentiate whatever inside the bracket, which is 2x plus 1. If I differentiate 2x plus 1, I will get 2, isn't it? Times 2. So this is 2 over 2x plus 1. Alright, right now I need to equal them, 6 mark. So 2 over 2x plus 1 equals to x plus 7 over 5. Quadratic equation, I guess. Crossover multiply 10, x plus 7, 2x plus 1. So this one will be 2x squared, 14x, 1x, 15x, plus 7 minus 10 minus 3 equals 0. Yeah, I guess why they give 6 mark, because I have to use a quadratic formula. Seriously? Oh my god. Yeah, I think you have to use a quadratic formula. Alright, okay. X equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4. A is 2, c is negative 3 divided by 2a. Okay, I will just write like this, and then I pretend I will do using manually, but actually I will use a calculator here. Okay, so polynomial. This one is 2, this one is 15, this one is negative 3. Okay, so yeah, so I will just write one more time. Plus minus square root 249 over 2a, right? 2a is 22 over 4. Okay, then next step I will pretend I do this one myself. 0.195, 3 significant figure. Then another one is negative 6.9. Negative 7.69, sorry. Okay, so this is how we do this one, but you don't be so happy first, because here we do have something to do with the domain, right? Domain for x is must bigger than negative 0.5, so I will just reject this answer because it's out of the range. Okay, so far any question you guys cannot understand and would like to ask me for? Okay, if there's no problem, then I will move on to the next questions. Can understand, right? Yeah, function normally I would say this is one of the difficult question, because have a lot of things you need to know in order to master this topic, especially the pattern of the graph, range and domain, to make the function a lot more harder. Yeah, I know the composite function, all this you learn in extended math as well. That one is not the difficult part. And even function also not the difficult part. Yeah, difficult part for function is always sketch the graph, range and domain. So if you are very weak in this part, make sure you go to check it out and how to strengthen it. Alright, number 4. This 3 mark is a bonus mark if you know the technique how to form the equation of fx. So obviously you can see this is called modulus fx. Why is this modulus? Because without the modulus, you will have this graph look like this, and then you go like this, and then go like this. So do you see that? If without the modulus, this is the pattern of your graph. It's a cubic equation, and then they modulus it to make it always positive. So, okay, the technique is very easy. First thing is you find the x-intercept. And then from x-intercept there, you make it equals to 0. Make it equals to 0. Then third step, you find the y-intercept. You already have the y-intercept, you no need to find. You need to use the y-intercept to get your a. Okay, then form the equation. Okay, you might not know what I'm talking about. Okay, right now my x-intercept is this three value, right? Negative 2, 1, and 3. So from here, I want to make it equal to 0. So this is what I would do. I was -2, right? I would say x plus 2 equals to 0. And then 1, right? I would say x minus 1 so that I can get +1. This one I would say x minus 3. Alright, before I go into the y here, I should have a here. Okay, because of the modulus, my a can be either plus or minus, it doesn't matter. So over here, I will just assume it's a plus first, then only I add the plus minus for it. So right now I use the x-intercept, make it equal to 0 already. So what I mean by make it equal to 0, just something like imagine you will always do something like x plus 2 equals 0, right? And then you will do something like x minus 1 equals 0, right? And then you will do something like x minus 3 equals 0, right? Once you make it into the 0, you can combine these 3 brackets, right? If you do a quadratic, this is normally how we solve. Okay, then we want to use a y-intercept to find a. How do we use it? Because y-intercept, right, is a coordinate 0, 24. I can sub the 0 into all my x and sub the 24 into my y. By solving that, I know my a value. 24 here. You sub a 0 here. Now I got 2 minus 1 minus 3. So this one will be 6a equals, not enough space. So 6a equals to 24, a equals to 4. So after I got the a, I will just form my whole equation over here. So my y, or my y is basically modulus plus minus 4 x plus 2 x minus 1 x minus 3. Done. 3 mark. Okay, so yeah, or they actually ask expression of fx, right? Don't write y, write fx, because they say expression of fx, right? Okay, this is how we form this cubic equation. So not too bad, right? So basically, I just use the y-intercept, x-intercept only. Nothing like very fancy to do a differentiation, find stationary point, find turning point, blah blah blah. No, I just use the x-intercept and y-intercept, and then I form my cubic equation. Very easy. Right, then we need to draw two modulus graph here, first and second, and then state the coordinate of the point where the graph meet the axis. So this two modulus graph, I will need to show my x-intercept and my y-intercept. Alright, so okay, let me explain a little bit before I start drawing. Drawing part is not hard. So this 4, if I multiply in, I get 4x minus 4, right? Okay, basically we know this is linear modulus graph. It's a V shape, and the vertex of V will stop at the x-axis. This one nothing special. But then, I have two V here. One V, the gradient is 2. Another V, the gradient is 4. Cannot be both V look like the same, isn't it? So, what I want to tell you is, this is the gradient, right? When the gradient of the straight line, the number become bigger, it actually get closer to the y-axis. Okay, so I give you some idea. If I say this is gradient 1, then this one will be gradient 3. Then this one maybe is gradient 9. So you can see when the gradient value become bigger, it's actually get closer to the y-axis. So when I draw this thing, 2x and 4x, 2x maybe I will draw like this. Then 4x maybe I will draw like this. So I don't want both V look exactly the same. In fact, they will never be the same. Okay, so now let me do the vertex, which is their x-intercept. Make y 0. Okay, so if y 0 here, I will get 2x plus 1 equals to 0, x equals to -1/2. Is y 0 here, 4x minus 4 equals to 0, x equals to 1. Okay, so the first v at -1/2, so I will just sort of get something like this, -1/2. The second v at 1, so I use another line, I stop at 1, so maybe I will just be, yeah, because I might be something look like this. And then over here, I know both of them must intersect. Yeah, they will intersect somehow. So this one will be my 1 here. And then remember they say they want the point where the graph meet coordinate axis. I already show x-intercept when they meet x-axis. I haven't shown about y-axis, so I need to show y-axis is very simple. We make x 0, right? So if you make x 0 for the first equation, your y is just equals to 1, isn't it? So this one will pass by 1. So this one, when x 0, your y is just equals to -4. But modulus -4 will give you 4, isn't it? So they'll pass by 4. Done. 3 mark. So basically, you realize how I draw the V. Basically, I also find x-intercept and y-intercept only. I don't really draw out the table. Some students want to draw out the table, give x 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then start to draw like that. Not necessary, because this question, they ask us to sketch. Whenever we want to sketch, we don't need a table to sketch it. We just need to understand the pattern of the V in order to sketch it perfectly. Okay? Then next, okay, solving modulus for both sides. Okay, there's two ways you can solve. One way is you add the plus minus to the other side. The other side. Second is you square both sides. Both will also give you the same answer. Just depend which one you prefer. Okay, if you don't like so many x squared thing, I think plus minus should sounds good to you. This is 4x minus 4, isn't it? Okay, so plus minus actually give me two different equations. Plus version first, then minus version. -4x plus 4. Alright, so from here, I will just solve it. 6x equals to 5. Sorry, not 6x, this is 2x. 2x equals to 5. Then x is 5 over 2 or 2.5. Alright, so x is 2.5. This one, 6x equals to 3. Then x equals to 1 over 2. 3 over 6 is 1 over 2. And I'm done. And I'm done here. And you might say, sir, just now you promised us we can do square both sides. Can you show us? Yes, I can show you. What if I square both sides? Okay, if I square both sides here, okay, why square both sides? Because modulus give you plus minus. But after you square the plus minus, right, you get the same result. Imagine, today I have plus minus 2. If I square, no matter positive 2 or negative 2 square, both also give you 4, isn't it? So this is a reason we can square both sides to solve any modulus question. Alright, so let's solve it. This is 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. And also this is 16x squared minus 32x plus 60. So I simplify 12x squared. Simplify this one, minus 36x. Simplify this one, I get 50. So I realize whole thing can divide it by 3. I'm going to divide 3 for myself. And then I will just factorize it. This is 2x, 2x. This is 5 and 1 minus for both. Then you see x is half and x is 5 over 2. You realize I'm getting back the same answer with my plus minus, isn't it? Okay, once I get the answer, normally I will check back my graph just now. Remember just now I sketched, see whether it makes sense or not. Here they tell me x will intercept. This one basically is a 2v, right? Remember just now we do a v like this, we do a v like this. So basically equal means what? They intersect them, right? So it's basically they intersect each other. So over here I have 2x value, mean they intersect at 0.5 and they intersect at 2.5. Check it out. This one is 0.5. Second time they intersect at 2.5. Alright, basically the scale I'm drawing is not too bad, not too good. So, but then you sort of get it, right? This is the two intersection between these two modulus graph. Okay, so yeah, then we're done. Okay. Number 5. Find a vector which is opposite directions to 15 negative a and have the magnitude of 8.5. Okay, so all of us know what's the meaning of opposite direction, right? So because if this one is A, vector A, don't want to use vector A lah. If AB is the vector A, then we know BA will be negative A. So whenever we want to do the opposite direction, what we do is we basically we add a negative for it. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so right now you want to find this vector. So at opposite direction, right? So I know the direction should be negative 15 and 8 because multiply negative for both. And the magnitude is 8, 5. Depend, you want to use the formula or you just want to draw a triangle. Negative 15 is here. 8 is here. So we have a right angle triangle. And using the Pythagoras, which is the square root of 8 square plus 15 square, I will get 17. So my hypotenuse should get 17. And my hypotenuse will be my magnitude. But you check out my magnitude here. This is 8.5. It's not 17. Then how? Basically, from the direction one, the magnitude is basically is a ratio. I mean the hypotenuse there is a ratio. Then you want to compare the magnitude is this one, you can just imagine this one is in the real life. This one is basically your imaginary. This one from imagine one. So imagine is 17, but real life is 8.5. You know 17 divide 2, I'm getting 8.5, isn't it? So basically, my real vector must be x and y, right? So I need to write this value and this value, which is my x and y value. So I know in the real life both, since the hypotenuse divide 2, both of these divide 2. Then I got the answer, which is negative 7.5 and 4. Okay, this is how I get my answer using the triangle. Okay, I know some of you might not like to draw out the triangle, and you might say, sir, I don't understand your what imagine real magnitude blah 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 blah. Is there any faster way or easier way to do this kind of question? Yeah, actually I wrote myself a formula. Yeah, and this formula is not in the book, so not in everywhere. I wrote myself. It's kind of work. So you want to find a vector, you can do something like this. You do the unit vector of direction. They will definitely give you a direction and multiply your magnitude. Okay, just in case some students have no idea what is unit vector. So let's say I want to find unit vector of A. Basically, it's a vector of A divide length of A or magnitude of A. This is how we do unit vector. So over here, just now we already know the length of this 15 and negative 8, right? In fact, this one change direction already. This one is negative 15 and 8. So the magnitude is 17, right? 1 over 17. Then this one is negative 15 and 8. If I use it to multiply my 8.5 here, you realize I can simplify, right? I got a 2 here. Now I got 1 over 2. I multiply into both of them. I get negative 7.5 and 4. And then I solve and get the same answer without drawing any triangle. Do you see I draw any triangle here? No, right? So yeah, depend which method is make more sense to you. Yeah, you can just use it. And I apply in many of these kind of question or work. So yeah, this is the formula. Alright, B is a super easy question. I'm not sure why they come out in MF, because this kind of simple questions should be in math. Okay, so basically it's simultaneous. 5 multiply for both, definitely, and 6 multiply for both. So you have one equation is for the I one, another equation is for the Z. So okay, so 15A plus 2A plus 1 equals to 6B plus 6A. You realize I'm doing the top part, isn't it? Okay, then let's simplify this one a little bit lah. Right, this is 9A. Oh, here goes 2 more A. 11a. Here is 6b minus 1. I'm not sure it's correct or wrong. I just leave it there. Then I solve the bottom one. 5b plus 2 equals to 12. Oh my god. So I thought simultaneous, but it's easier than that. So b is basically a 2. So 11a equals to 12 minus 1. A equals to 1. Done. Very easy. Don't even need to do simultaneous. It's like way too easy for MF questions. Okay. Any question you want to ask me? If not, we're going to go to question 6 here. Write down the value of k for which the line y equals to k is tangent to the curve. Alright, this 2-mark question is very tricky because whenever we see tangent, we might always want to do b squared minus 4ac equals 0. But I say this formula is applied for quadratic equation. But if you check this equation, does it look like quadratic to you? No, right? This one is a sine equation. So therefore, cannot use the b squared minus 4ac. Okay, another tangent means the dy dx equals to gradient of tangent. But the problem here is, in order to get gradient of tangent, we need to sub the x value into it. We don't even have the x value to sub into dy dx to get my gradient of tangent. So we have y. Of course, we can sub the y into the equation to get a complicated x. But no, I'm not going to do this as well. Okay, then I know it's not differentiation. Of course, later I can do differentiation, but 2 mark. Who want to do differentiation for this 2-mark question? Okay, so for this, the tricky part for this question is, first thing, you need to understand what the line will look like when it is y equals to k. Okay, so some students might not able to think, what is y equals to k? If today is y equals to 5, how you will draw this line here? Y equals to 5 is a horizontal line passing through 5, isn't it? So therefore, if y equals to k, it's a horizontal line passing through k. When I say horizontal line, mean the line must be parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so now if I have a sine graph like this, all of us know the sine graph will look like something here. C, right, plus 10. This one will be 10 here. Amplitude is 4. Basically, my sine graph is okay, but this one actually is like 45 degree to the left hand side. Okay, it's sort of something like this, but it doesn't matter because you do not need to know so much. But what I want you to know is, if this one that you want to get a tangent, which is horizontal line, you will need to draw horizontal line. Do you see the horizontal line actually tangent here? Okay, so definitely here that the question doesn't give us any range, so it might be tangent more than 1 point. Write down the value of k for which is tangent to the curve. So I just assume maybe it's just one cycle. Maybe it's just one cycle, okay? If not, it will tangent at more than 1 point. Maybe it's just one cycle. So if I want to tangent it, right, we know it's basically it's at a maximum and a minimum. In order to know this k value, so-called maximum and minimum, I just need to know my amplitude, which is plus 4 and minus 4. So this is 14 and 6. So therefore, my k is 6 and 14. The student actually gets like -6. I guess the -6 might not be correct. Why am I watching this when I'm in the university? This man helped me 4 years ago though. Yeah, good to see you here. Okay, so yeah, so Ethan, so make sure you check carefully. Don't make any carrot mistake here. Alright, so this is just how you get a 2 mark. Alright, then 4 mark for trigo. Basically you need to solve and prove blah blah blah. Okay, I will always choose the side with more information. So obviously in this case, my left hand side have more information, isn't it? Okay, so I will make them the same denominator. So this is 1 minus cos. I will just multiply 1 plus cos. So my denominator is 1 plus cos theta, 1 minus cos theta. Okay, so okay. A lot of things to work. This is 1 plus tangent, which is I don't like 1 plus tangent at all. I will just change 1 plus tangent. Tangent is sine over cos. Then I want to make them same denominator. This is 1 over 1, right? So I can multiply cos, isn't it? So I can say this is cos theta plus sine theta over cos theta, isn't it? Okay, should I do like that? I think maybe yes. Okay. This one should be, because I make the same denominator. This is cos theta. Okay, I write sine first lah. Sine theta plus cos theta over cos theta. But then the first thing here, just now I multiply 1 plus cos theta. Plus the second one is minus, right? So this one should be 1 minus tangent. So this one should be cos theta minus sine theta over cos theta. And then here I multiply 1 minus cos theta. Am I going too far? Yeah, sometimes when I do this kind of thing, I will just going a bit too far here. If I put a negative for it, no. Oh, I leave it in tangent. I leave it in tangent lah. I don't want to go too far. I think I leave it in tangent. Just open the bracket, and then I can foresee maybe later I can minus something. Okay, I don't want to be so smart. Simply expand it. Okay, I leave it like this way. Okay, so this one is 1 minus cos square theta, right? A plus b, a minus b. I get a square minus b square. Right here, I expand it 1 by 1. All right, this one I get 1 plus cos theta plus tangent theta, and then plus cos theta tangent theta. Kind of weird. Okay, then the other one plus this one is 1 minus cos theta minus tangent theta plus cos theta tangent theta. Okay, now I have minus cos plus cos minus tangent plus tangent. Alright, so here I will actually 1 plus 1 is 2. These two I plus together is 2 cos theta. Tangent is sine theta over cos theta. 1 over cos square is a sine square theta. Then this one and this one I cut. I factorize out the 2. I get 1 plus sine theta over sine square theta. Short. Alright, I don't like this kind of question, but yeah, this is how we do and how we get the final answer. Yeah, because just now if I change them already, the multiplication will become a lot more complicated. So I prefer not changing them. So you realize I put it back to 1 plus tangent. Because I see 1 plus tangent, another one is 1 minus tangent. Then I can foresee maybe I can eliminate something. Yeah, to get the final answer. Okay, so C. You see the word hangs. So basically I'm not going to redo the whole thing. I just use this one already simplified version. Make it equals to 3. So this is 2 1 plus sine theta over sine square theta equals to 3. And if you see carefully, you should know this one is the quadratic equation, isn't it? So we make everything 0 here. Then I will solve this quadratic equation here, factorize it. This is 3 sine theta and sine theta. So this one will be, in order to get -2, so I believe is 2 and 1. No, I can't get -2. Okay, maybe it's a calculator questions. What? Okay, this 2022, they are not friendly because they don't let you factorize the trigo graph. Yeah, it's a decimal. Okay, my sine theta is basically 1.215. Okay, then here my sine theta will equals to -0.549. Okay, sine cannot bigger than 1, so this one definitely rejected because you will get math error if you throw your sine to the other side. But this one, you can find reference angle. Reference angle, very easy. You throw the sine to the other side, you make it positive, 0.549. This one is 33.3 degree. Then I analyze myself. Add sugar to coffee, sine get negative because sine is negative value, right? Sine get negative at third and fourth. So third is 180 plus theta, fourth is 360 minus theta. This is my theta, reference angle is my theta. So therefore, I will say 180 plus the answer here, which is 213.3. The second one is 360 minus 33.3, which is minus the reference angle, 326.7. Done. This 4-mark question. This 4-mark question is a lot easier than the proving part of the 4-mark questions. Yeah, so any questions so far? Do they just expect us to use our calculator, or do we need to use a quadratic formula? Okay, you have a very good questions, because here they have one method mark for you attempt to solve and obtain the value for theta. So by one correct solution. So basically you cannot straight away use a calculator. From here to here, you need to show a method to solve. So either you use a quadratic or you use complete and square. I think most likely you will use the quadratic. Yeah. So you kind of need to show the quadratic formula for this format. Yeah, because there's a one method mark in this process. So, yep. So you kind of need to show how you get the number. But I know you guys know how to use quadratic, right? Because the quadratic formula is given at the very first page. Okay, so yeah, this is how we solve. So for Ferry V, I hope I do answer your questions. Alright, we still have 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so we still have like 3 more questions, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, it's 4 questions. My math is so fail. Alright, so before yeah, there's so much work for format. You are right. If you need to use a quadratic formula, it's way too much work for it. Okay, so before I continue, I just want to go to washroom for a short while. So let me just insert a sponsor content, like few seconds.
Hi, my name is Anas Gadwani. I am Professor of Engineering at the University of Western Australia. I'm really excited to be attending UWA Open Days in Singapore and Malaysia this year to talk about engineering in general and all the opportunities that you will find at UWA. We will also have academics and colleagues from the School of Medicine, Business, Psychology, Sciences attending this event, and you will have the opportunity to ask as many questions as you have. So I hope to see you soon at UWA Open Day, and we'll have a lot to talk about.
All right, last four questions. Let's finish it. So all of us can go to rest. Okay, this one will be the arithmetic. I believe B will be a geometrics. It's basically it's a series, considered very easy because formula is given. So over here they tell you the first three term of the arithmetic progression are log 3, 3 log 3, 5 log 3. Given that sum of the n term to the progression can be written like 256 log 81. Find the value of n. Okay. So in order to do Sn here, at least I need to know what is the value for my A and D. A is the first term, very easy, log 3. D is a common difference, use the second term minus the first term. So if I minus them, I should get like 2 log 3. Alright, this is how we minus a log. If you have no idea how to minus, maybe you should go to learn how to minus. Alright, so then right now I just want to do Sn equals to 256 log 81. So I have the Sn formula, which is n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. Here I just show you the formula lah. Of course in the exam you no need to really write, copy the formula. You can straight away insert the number here. So n over 2, 2a is 2 log 3 plus n minus 1, d is 2 log 3, okay, 2 log 3 again. Here 256 log 81. Alright, so a lot of number here. Alright, this 2 I'm going to multiply here, make this number even bigger. 512 log 81. Alright, then here I will just multiply it. I don't know. Okay, 2 log 3n plus 2 log 3n minus 2 log 3. Okay, so these two are going to plus together, which is I have 4 log 3n. This one I'm going to throw it to the other side. What I do until like so messy one. Okay, it's 512 log 81 plus 2 log 3. Okay, 3 multiply n. Alright. This is log 3n power of 4. Okay, this one is log 81 power of 512 plus log 3 power of 2. Am I doing it right? Sum of to the n term can be written like this. I don't know. Let's do it. Okay, 3n power of 4. This one I factorize out the log, it become multiply. So this one is 81, 512, multiply a 9 here. Log and log I cut here. I don't think we can type this one into the calculator. Okay, so let's type it then. Okay, 81 is 9 square. So if I do 9 square, this one will become 1024. Multiply 9 power 1 is plus 1. Here I have 4. No, I did this question before. It's way a lot easier one. Am I doing anything wrong here? Okay, never mind. Let's finish it. See, is my answer correct here? You know, I get 9 power of some number which is way too big here. Forget to multiply n. And I forget to multiply the n. Ah, no wonder. Yeah, because I did this question before. It's like, why so? Okay, yes, I forget to multiply n. Who's the student who's saying that? Thanks for that. Okay, come, redo it. Oh my god. Alright, okay, this throw a number at the top lah. I don't really like so big. Never mind, I just make it look nicer. Log 9 plus n minus 1. This one will be log 9. This one 256. This is log 81. I change it to 9 square. I want to make everything in log 9. Maybe will help me a little bit. Okay, now n multiply into, okay, solve inside the bracket first lah. Log 9 plus log 9n minus log 9. Oh, inside we can simplify, no wonder. These two are going to throw to the front. 512 log 9. Okay, log 9 and log 9 I minus, then only I multiply into it. Sounds a lot better. Alright, this one will be, this is log 9n, right? Okay, so I multiply n, this one will be log 9 n square, which is the 512 log 9. Okay, I divide log 9 for both sides. Then n will be square root of 512. Am I missing anything again? Oh my god, this one need to multiply for both, right? N multiply in n square. Oh, I cannot divide log. Log 9 is just a value. I can't believe I make so many carry mistake here. Because here I already multiplied 2 to the other side one time already, so this one should be 512. Because you realize I divide 2 here, right? Because I multiply these 2 into here one time is 512, then this 2 move to the front is 1024. So this one should be 1024. Then now I cancel, then n equals to square root of 1024. 32. Oh my god, make so many carry mistakes. Yeah, I forgot to multiply 2. Yeah, okay, now finally got the answer. Oh my god, 5 mark. Next one. The first 3 terms of the geometry progression, find the sum to infinity, give your answer in the ln 2. Alright, so A is ln 256, R is second term divided by first term, ln 256. So I want to simplify this one. This is ln 16. This one should be 256. 16 square should get 256, isn't it? So this one will be 16 square. So 2 I can move to the front. So R is basically ln 16 over 2 ln 16. Cut the ln 16, R equals to 1 over 2. Now, I want to find sum to infinity. Sum to infinity is A over 1 minus R. A is ln 256. R is 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 1 over 2, which is 2 ln 256. So 256 should be 2 power of 8, isn't it? Okay, nice. This is ln 2 power of 8. So 8 I can move to the front, time 2, 16 ln 2. Done. 4 mark. Okay, this one is not so complicated when you simplify. At least don't have so many n. And yeah, this 4 mark is okay. Any one of you don't understand, feel free to stop me. If not, I will move on to the next one. Okay, find the exact coordinate, mean they want the exact form. Intersection basically mean the sub the y into the y. So yeah, so basically I will sub into each other. 3 sub 5x plus 10 equals to x squared plus 2 sub 5x minus 20. I'm going to make them a quadratic equation so that I will, okay, this is plus 2 sub 5x minus 3 sub 5x minus 30. Okay, this one, 2 sub 5x minus 3 sub 5x, what do we get? We actually getting minus 1 sub 5x, right? Okay, 2 sub 5 minus 3 sub 5, you're getting negative sub 5 lah. Alright, so then what we do next is we want to find the coordinate. There's no way we simplify it, then we do negative b plus minus square root of b square negative sub 5 square minus 4, a is 1, c is negative 30 divided by 2a. So yeah, let's solve this thing. This is sub 5 plus minus, this one is 5 plus 120, so it's 125 over 2. Square root 125, I believe, is 5 sub 5. Alright, so here is, we need to find x and y. Oh my god, so many work here. So this is 5 sub 5 over 2. So yep, I got the x coordinate. Then I want to get the y coordinate. I just sub into the easier equation. Y equals to 3 sub 5 plus 10, 3 sub 5x plus 10. Okay, then this is the equation I'm going to use. So let the x become sub 5 plus version now. Okay, should I factor? Yeah, sub 5 plus 5 sub 5 over 2. This one is 6 sub 5, right? 6 sub 5 divided by 2 is 3 sub 5 for my x. Okay, so if I sub this one into here, my y is 3 sub 5 times 3 sub 5 is 3 sub 5 square plus 10. So this one is 9 times 5 is 9 times 5 is 45. 45 plus 10 is 55. So my coordinate is 3 sub 5 and 55, the first coordinate. Okay, second coordinate is sub 5 minus 5 sub 5 over 2. This is negative 4 sub 5, which is negative 2 sub 5 when you divide by 2. So y is 3 sub 5 multiply negative 2 sub 5 plus 10. So this one is 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 times 5, negative 30. Negative 30 plus 10, negative 20, isn't it? So my second coordinate is negative 2 sub 5 and negative 20. Right, this is how we solve this kind of third question. So when we do that time, make sure we do carefully to get the so-called exact coordinates that intersect. Okay, intersection, remember, whenever we do intersection, we sub first equation into the second equation. Alright, then after that, what we do is, yeah, we simplify using the quadratic formula until the end. Alright, now we have some tangent. Tangent theta equals to sub 3 minus 1 over 2 plus sub 3. And they ask us to find the cosecant square theta. If you check the cosecant square theta, I believe it's something to do with cotangent. It's 1 plus cotangent square, isn't it? So you can go back here. Cosecant square is 1 plus cotangent square. Do you see that? So if you see this one, I'm going to write down the whole formula into it. So equals to 1 plus cotangent square theta. So cotangent square basically is 1 over tangent. So this is tangent over 1. So if I want to make it into a cotangent theta, I just flip over the fraction, isn't it? So this one becomes sub 3 minus 1. So yep, so in order to get the so-called cosecant square, yeah, I just do 1 plus square this one. So let's do it. Square the top. I will get 4 plus 4 sub 3 plus 3 over 3 minus 2 sub 3 plus 1. Okay, so I will just make it. Of course, this thing, the good news is you can always use the calculator to check for your answer if you want to. Then we want to make them same denominator. So this is 4 minus 2 sub 3 plus 7 plus 4 sub 3. So this one should be 11 minus, so plus 2 sub 3 over 4 minus 2 sub 3. Then here in this part, I will do the rationalize, right? So rationalize is I don't like numbers so big, so I will play some cheat here, which is I will factorize out the 2 here. I factorize 2, I get 2 minus a 3, isn't it? So I just want to multiply this thing, can I guess later maybe I should be able to divide 2, I hope. So that I don't need to multiply so big number. Okay, so top I actually get 22 plus 4 sub 3, then plus 11 sub 3. Okay, seems like we don't get even number. Plus this one is 6, right? Plus 6, 28. We doesn't get it. Okay, so I think it should be still fine. It should be still fine. Never mind. Okay, later we multiply back only. Okay, so this one is a plus b, a minus b, so I get a squared, which is 4, minus b squared, which is 3. So yeah, so this one I solved already. I should get 28 plus 15 sub 3 over 2. What the question want as my final answer? In this pattern, a plus b sub 3. So a is 14, b is 15 over 2 sub 3. Done. Okay, so of course, the good news is this kind of question, you can type the calculator at the very beginning. I hope the calculator can give you the correct answer. But sometimes calculator can only give you an answer in decimal. But always use a calculator to check, because just to avoid carry mistake. Because sometimes even me also make a carry mistake. So you can see calculator straight away tell me the answer, final answer. So there's no way we make the mistake here. Even though sometimes I also will make the mistake. But since we have the very high-tech calculator, so we can always check our mistake and make sure we get full mark for this kind of question, isn't it? How many mark for 5 mark? Alright, so this is a reason why yeah, this kind of question is going to take you a lot of time. Okay, so last 2 questions. Oh my god, well, normally I can finish in 1 hour, but since like this one I can't. Alright, so we have a circle sector which is what? OAB, AOB. Alright, AOB is the theta here, radius is R, area is 10, perimeter is P. Alright, this is R, this is R. Okay, so O is the center. Okay, we just use the area formula for sector, half R square theta. So this is 10, half R square theta. We haven't done because they want P in term of R. P in term of R tell us what? P in term of R basically tell us they don't want theta. They doesn't say P in term of theta, or they doesn't say anything about theta, isn't it? So we want to make theta as subject here. So this is 20 over R square for my theta. Okay, so I want to use this one into a parameter. Parameter is quite easy, right? Parameter for any sector is R plus R theta, right? Because the arc length is R theta. So it's 2R plus R theta. And I just got my theta, right? My theta is basically 20 over R square. So my P equation is 2R. R and R I cut, plus 20 over R. This is my P. Done. 3 mark. As long as you know you want to make the theta as subject to sub into another one, you should be fine for these 3 mark questions. Okay, then find the value of R for which the P has a stationary. P has a stationary mean dP dr equals to 0, isn't it? I can just differentiate this one. So I get 2, this one should get me minus 20 over R square, isn't it? Equals to 0. So 2 equals to 20 over R square equals to 10, then R is square root 10. So when R equals to square root 10 will give me the, yeah, just like that, then will give me the stationary value. The question doesn't ask me what is the stationary value, they just ask me to find the value of R. Okay, then next part they say determines the nature of this stationary value. We know determine the nature is always do the second derivative, right? This is my first derivative, so I'm going to differentiate again for that one. So should get positive 40 over R power of 3 if I differentiate that one. So I sub my r into here, 40 over square root 10 power of 3. I get a value bigger than 0. Therefore, this is minimum. Because when second derivative is more than 0, you will get minimum value. Quite straightforward. Okay, so then the next thing is find the value of theta at this stationary. This one is just a bonus mark. Maybe examiner worry you will fail this exam and give you some bonus mark. With theta equals to 20 over square root 10 squared, which is 2 radian. Okay, this is just some pity mark, nothing very special. Alright, last question of today, finally. Alright, so normal to the curve at the point P, which the coordinate P negative 1. When 0, P and pi over 6 meet the x-axis at the point A, and the y-axis at the point B, find the exact coordinate of the midpoint of AB. So basically, I just need to find A and B. Before that, I need to find a normal equation. I don't like this coordinate. Since I have x, I don't have x, but I have y. I know I can plug the y back into here to find my x. Let's do it first. So tangent 3x plus pi over 2 equals to negative 1. And my x right now is p, 3p. Alright, so find reference angle because it's negative 1. So just inverse tangent 1. So my reference angle should tell me it's 45 degrees, which is pi over 4. Okay, so okay, so then what I want to do is, maybe I need to form the 3p plus pi over 2, right? So this is pi over 2. So this one, I times 3 for everything, right? So this is 3p plus pi over 2. So this one, if I times 3, which is pi over 2, which is pi over 2. If I times 3 plus pi over 2, which is 1. So my 3p plus pi over 2, I can get any angle between pi over 2 to 1. Okay, so this is from my finding. Yeah, basically it must be, so I times 3 for this one is pi over 2, times 3 for 0 is 0, then I plus pi over 2 for every single one. Because pi over 2 is basically bigger than 1, right? 1.57. Okay. Maybe this is not x. This is not x. I overthink already. Yeah, this is sometimes the bad thing about being teacher. Alright, so okay, I don't care as long as my final answer is between 0 to pi over 6. Should be fine. Alright, so reference angle here, add sugar to coffee, tangent get negative second and fourth. So second quadrant is pi minus theta, which is 3 pi over 4. Fourth quadrant is 2 pi minus theta, which is 7 pi over 4. Okay, so if I want to find p, both value I will minus pi over 2 divide 3. So if I have 3 pi over 4, if I minus pi over 2 divided by 3, the first one is look very good, pi over 12. If the second one, 7 pi over 4 minus pi over 2 divided by 3. Okay, this one is basically if I divide 2 here, this one is basically is more than this one already. If I change to decimal, this one actually give me 1.309. But if you take pi over 6, pi over 6 is basically 0.5. So basically they get up to 0.524. So this answer must be rejected. You only have one answer, which is pi over 12. And you might wondering, is pi over 12 within the range? You can check the decimal. It's 0.26, so it's actually within the range. So therefore, I only have one coordinate for P. Now I got the P value, which is pi over 12. Okay, then I can continue my next part. Find equation of normal. So in order to find an equation of normal, first step we always do dy dx. So if I differentiate tangent, actually give me secant square. Copy the angle, differentiate the angle, 3 to the front. And then we sub step 1, right? Step 2 is sub x value into the dy dx. So yeah, my P is basically small p, right? So basically my x value is pi over 12, right? So my dy dx is actually equals to, this one is 3. Okay, secant square, I prefer write them into something like cos square. Pi over 12 times 3 is pi over 4 plus pi over 2. Alright, this square here basically means the whole thing square, so that I can type the calculator in the right way, but make sure calculator in radian, then only we type. So this one should be cos times 2 times 2, 3 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, close bracket, square again. So you should get 6 here. Okay, one thing you can use this calculator to check the answer is, you use the differentiation button here, and then you say, you differentiate the tangent, 3x plus pi over 2. When then remember to close the bracket, or else you will get math error. And then your x value is pi over 12. You realize the calculator will tell you 6. Yeah, this paper is a bit hard. Yes, you are right. Yeah. Then third, we want to form, this one is a gradient of tangent. We want to get a gradient of normal. We know the formula is -1 over gradient of tangent, which is -1 over 6. Now I got the normal. I can form the equation by using the coordinate I have, which is coordinate P, which is pi over 12 and -1. So form the equation, y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. So yeah, this is my equation of normal. I done my equation of normal already. Then they say this normal going to meet the x-axis at A. So whenever all the coordinate all the coordinate on the x-axis, y must be 0, right? Then they're going to meet the y-axis at B. All the coordinate at the y-axis, x must be 0, isn't it? So I'm going to plug in these two coordinates to get my A and B coordinate. Then I find the midpoint of it. Okay, so okay, let's do it. When y is 0, 0 plus 1 equals to -1 over 6x plus pi over 72. Okay, so let's solve it. So 1 over 6x equals to pi over 72 minus 1. So x is basically pi over 12 minus 6. Okay, so I got my coordinate A. If the question, does the question say exact value? Exact coordinate. Alright, so I will just leave like this. Or you want to join them together, you can. This is 1, right? So times 12 times 12. Pi minus 72 over 12. This is pi minus 72 over 12, 0. Okay, if you do not need that, then I believe you should be able to but it doesn't matter, because eventually you still need to simplify. Okay, so yeah. Then the second B, we will make the y equals x equals to 0. So if you make the x equals to 0 for this equation, I'm going to make it again. So this is y plus 1. This is 0. So I only get pi over 72. So y basically is pi over 72 minus 1. Okay, so if you want to group them together, it's pi minus 72 over 72, but it's unnecessary lah. Never mind, I just leave like this lah. 0 pi over 72 minus 1. Because now I want to find the midpoint of AB. To find the midpoint of AB. So the midpoint is basically x plus x divided by 2. So this one plus this one divided by 2 basically is over 24. This one plus this one divided by 2. Okay, I make them same denominator, right? Minus 72. So I can write nicely. So this one is pi minus 72 over 144. Okay, so you just divide 2 for the denominator. Do you think the upcoming October, November will be this hard? A bit scary. If you ask me, I would say you should expect something like this because this is May, June, some more is this year. So I definitely believe it will be that's not very easy. Definitely October normally won't be very easy. So like I say, IGCSE they're quite standard one. They will make sure the hard question will take about 20% in total. So let's say your both paper is 160 mark, right? So you just see 160 mark times 20% times 0.2. You expect both paper will give you about 32 mark is considered challenging one. So they will put about 10% is extremely hard. So that this 10% decide how many students can get A star and how many students can only get A. So 10%, so you times 0.1. So you about 16 mark is considered challenging question. Just now about 32 mark is considered hard, but among the 32 mark, 16 mark is more difficult. So they're quite balanced one. But you don't need to like too worry because if you aim for A, right, you might lost some mark at some very difficult question. But if your foundation is good, right, when you do the overall paper, you can still get A. Because in this May, June, I believe the A is about 60%. 60% is 0.6, right? So both paper you get 96 mark in total. If I divide 2, right, one paper you need to get 48 mark. Each paper is 80 mark, 48 mark. That means what? Each paper I get wrong about 30 mark for each paper, right? I still get A. This is crazy. You imagine, because each paper, right, if those students who plan to aim for A, right, each paper they can maximum wrong like 5 to 10 mark. Then they start to be very worried they can get A or not. But based on the threshold, each paper is not like you wrong for 5 or 10 mark. You can wrong for 30 mark. And then your final result come out is still A. So I don't believe my eyes when I see the threshold because I got 2 students actually send to me, sir, why the margin threshold is so low? Then I thought they Photoshop and want to prank me, and then I go to CIE website to check it out. It is what it is. So I'm not sure October, November will be that low or not because but I checked the February, March and May, June also quite low. So I expect maybe October, November also will be about that. So but this is not some good news for yes, I no need to work hard already, I can easily get A. No. I want you to really focus to get A star lah. If you want to challenge yourself or want to see how good is your MF, then you should really aim for A star. A star is still quite high. Okay, so anyways, any question want to ask me before I end the live today? Definitely before I end, I still need to thank the sponsor for today because they are really doing me a very good favor in order to make my live streaming got a little bit reward. So yeah, if any one of you really interested to study in Australia after your IGCSE, yeah, please feel free to check out their open day. And I also put a register link, so you just worry maybe you will forget or whatsoever. Yeah, you can go to my description below. I actually have a link from them which you can register yourself on the open day so that they can contact you. Then yeah, you can meet them up at the Aloft Kuala Lumpur hotel. So that yeah, because I Google this university, they are really the famous university. So whoever plan to go Australia study, make sure you check them out. Alright, any more questions before I end the live streaming today? If no question, I wish all of you have the UWA offer pre-U? I am not very sure, but you can contact AUG because they are very professionals agent for overseas study. Yeah, so you can contact them or you just fill up the registration form at my description below. I think they definitely will follow up with you. Yeah, most likely they do provide some pre-U because go Australia, as what I know, maybe they have something like OSMAF or some Australia program. You can check it out. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this live streaming and I will see you guys again on the next Wednesday, which we will discuss the next paper, which is paper 1-2. Anyways, good night and see you next week. Bye bye.